Right now, as I produce this segment, it is a Saturday morning, and Tropical Storm Barry is expected to hit the shores of Louisiana and Florida any time now, and it's expected to make a real mess of things. The forecast that I was looking at yesterday indicated that rainfall this weekend for those states was going to be anywhere between 10 and 20 inches, which for someone who lives in the desert like myself is unfathomable. What's more rain than we'll probably see all year round. I'm reminded though that the people in the South are not unaccustomed to storms like this. I have vivid memories back in 2006 when Hurricane Katrina hit and caused such a mess of things. Winds blew over 175 miles an hour in that storm. It dumped over 16 inches of rain in one whack, and over 1,800 people lost their life in that storm. It was an absolute mess, and it was a very painful experience for the country to go through at that time. It also put into perspective this weekend and how serious weather conditions like this can be for the people who are in the storm's path. But as I thumbed through the photos of the people of Louisiana who are getting ready for the storm this weekend, I noticed something that I haven't seen in a very, very long time. I saw a lot of images of community, American people banding together and helping each other. Large groups of people were working together for each other's protection. Some might have been related, but I doubt that they all were. Most of them were tied probably loosely together, maybe because they were neighbors, or maybe they sat in the same pew at church. Maybe they were connected by some similar social interests or ideas. Whatever the case, it seemed in these pictures that the people weren't so concerned with their differences. They were just concerned with survival of the community. Isn't it funny how adversity and pain can bring people together or tear them apart? It seems like in this case, for those who remember the previous storms in the South, they know that if they're going to make it through a storm like Tropical Storm Barry, they're going to have to do it together. They're going to have to reinforce levees together, build sandbag walls together, make sure that their windows are all reinforced, and that everybody on their street block is going to have enough food and water to make it through the power outages that are sure to come over the weekend. If they're going to survive, they're going to have to do it as a unit. This weekend I attended the funeral of a friend, and I watched the family in grief. It was hard for them to lose this person. It was hard for them to bury a loved one. They stood in the receiving line getting condolences from the guests, and I looked at the pain on their faces, and it looked familiar. It's because I've sat and stood where they've been before. I've been in those receiving lines, receiving condolences from people because I'm burying a loved one. It was a familiar sight. Seeing pain like that can remind us that we're all human. We all suffer. We will all go through storms, but not everyone will go through storms unscathed. Those that do make it through the storm, they usually make it through because they have people in a community around them to make sure that they're taken care of and loved. A community that has experienced the same pain as well. It is good for us to remember sometimes that everybody hurts, especially if it causes us to want to care for others. Compassion is simply caring for others that is birthed out of our own painful experiences. And compassion can be the glue that keeps a community together when we need it the most. So don't forget those who are hurting this weekend. It might help you to remember that you have been through those painful experiences as well, or you might currently be going through those painful experiences as well. And let's take a note from our brothers and sisters who are going through this over in Louisiana. The job of life is not to stop storms from coming. They will come. We can't stop that. Our job is simply to prepare and care for each other so that when the storm comes, we'll make it through the other side. If these videos have been helpful for you, make sure that you hit like on the video and hit subscribe so that you don't miss anything on this channel in the future. And one more thing, I don't know what the outcome of the storm is going to be this weekend. I'm recording this before the storm's passed. But I do know that there's going to be a lot of people who are going to need support and help. So make sure that you research ways that you can do that now. It might help to research information from the Red Cross, Samaritan's Purse, or ask your local church the best way to give and help the people in Louisiana, Florida, and all of the South who are going to be hit with megastorms. Remember, we all go through storms in life. It's a matter of banding together as a community across the country to make sure that we're taken care of. See you next time.